Good morning and Merry Christmas. Welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Theo Aldenucci and I teach productivity here in this channel. My main focus is for you to be more productive whilst not burning yourself out in the process. And that's quite important because there's this culture that was implemented in the 20th century, more or less, that the more you stay in the office, the more you are seen by everybody else, the more productive you are perceived. But that's actually a fallacy that's been proved again and again. You see, the countries that have the biggest productivity rate nowadays, they are Scandinavian countries, for example, that are implementing more and more the 4-day week, or the fika, as the Swedish say, which is basically a recognized social event during the day or twice a day that people will just stop working, sitting in a table, talking, and just being human, right? And you see the opposite side of the scope, where the UK and Japan, for example, they are with very low productivity levels currently, and they are the ones pushing for ending work from home and staying in the office. And especially Japan, they have the culture of you need to push yourself to the limit, be in the office as much as you can. If you're seen sleeping in the office, that's actually something seen in a good light by your boss, because it shows that you're just exhausted of working so much and giving yourself too much. That's been proven to be false and extremely unproductive. And that's because when you are working, you have mainly two bars. You have time and you have energy. Time is something that you can never get back, right? It's something that we are bound to the minutes, to the seconds. It's something that goes, never comes back. But energy is something that we can modulate. It's something that we can work towards. It's something that we can change. So if you have more energy, you can do more with the same amount of time that you have. For example, something that is seen in a very good eyes in a productivity scope is a horizontal management. When you feel like you are not just a cog in the machine, that you make the difference, that you're going to make the difference for the better for your peers, for your team, for your company, for yourself, that what you do matter. You are inspired to do more. And with that, you do more. And some of the things that I want to speak with you before we start talking about the process today is precisely that. Processes are more important than apps. I'm saying this because currently we have a deluge of apps in productivity. But if you do not have a good structural process to take the best advantage of that app, you might end up burnt out of that app. The honeymoon period of 1-2 months is always good. It's always great. Oh, this app is so fantastic. I can do this, I can do that, I can do everything. However, if you don't have a process and do not create a routine with that app, you will lose interest. And that's not if, that's just when. So it's very important to take a look and to see what you need in productivity. Because productivity is something huge. You might just need something to help you write, or to make you do more, or to make you call your grandmother more and on the Sunday. You do you. You know you. I don't. So you need to take a look on the app with whatever app you're using, with a very pragmatic eye, and see, well, is this too complicated for me? Is this too simplistic for me? And when you go to simplistic, I don't want you to take a premature view, because sometimes something simplistic is just the thing that you want, that you need, right? So please do this before investing a huge amount of time on an app. We're gonna talk more about apps and in the future, okay? So, what I want to talk with you now is the Eisenhower matrix. The Eisenhower matrix is one of the first things that I found out when I started this journey of productivity. And it's very interesting because we all have a sea of things to do all the time. The smallest one to the most important one, we have a lot of stuff to do, right? So this matrix, it divides everything that we need to do in 4. Urgent and important, non-urgent and important, urgent but not important, and not urgent and not important. With that in mind, we have a much clearer map to do things. Because the things that are important and urgent, we need to do ASAP, right? And even with that list, because it's very important for you to take a look at the tiers that you just created and correlate, because sometimes you just go and start writing, no, this is important, this is important, this is important, and then you have a huge list of important and urgent and almost nothing on the rest of them. So now you need to correlate, like, yeah, this is more important than this, right? Oh, this, I can ask someone to do this, right? And then you go and put it. Because in reality, you have many more things that are important but not urgent, or that are not urgent but important. They are still very important, they're just not urgent. Because one thing is to, okay, I need to finish that email to Roger, right? Okay, but you have to send a message to the painter, right? Because the painter is going to be in your house in half an hour, so you need somebody to open the door, right? So that's the difference. Something that needs to be done now and is very important, or something that needs to be done but it can wait a couple of days, maybe, right? And then you go and you do something on the second step, which is things that will take less than 20 minutes to finish. You should do straight away, right in the beginning of the day. Just cross those things out of your list. And you need to be very mindful about that, because it's really easy to say, nah, this is just gonna take 10 minutes to an hour. No, it's either 10 minutes or an hour. If it's 10 minutes, do right then. After you finish and you have your to-do list and you have everything and you have your day planned, and we're going to talk about day planning, because the best way to plan your day is in the evening of the day before. Just like take half an hour of the end of your day, but we're going to talk about this. So you take those things that you need to do that are less than 20 minutes and you send an email, call a person, delegate the functions to your team, and that's it. And after you done like this 5 quick things that you need to do that are urgent and important, you already get a level of endorphin, because the smallest things, the important but the smaller things, are the ones that fall through the cracks. And then at the end of the day you go like, oh man, I should have sent that email to Elizabeth. And now it's over. She's already went home. So I need to wait till tomorrow. And tomorrow is going to be so problematic. You end up sending the email in the evening. She's already home. She doesn't want, like, she's ready with her family. And now you create a huge disturbance for something that you could have done much better. After that, you have the items that are urgent but not important. And then it goes to the second part of the matrix, which is the 4 Ds. Do, defer, delegate, and delete. The 4 Ds are very straightforward, and they need to be really snappy. The First, which is do, which is the urgent and important things that need to go now. So after you do your 20-minute things, you sit down, you start doing your tasks, but you need to fight the urge to multitask, right? Finish one task and then start the next. Otherwise, you're gonna do the first bit of the first task and then the first bit of the second task, and then you're gonna finish nothing. So start the first task, finish the first task, and go to the second one, finish the second one, go to the third one, finish, and so on and so forth. The second D is differ. You need to focus on the red tasks, on the most important tasks. After you finish those most important tasks, you go to the second tier, right? Those are important, but they are not urgent. And you need to put that on mind, because they will be in the back of your brain for a while. You need to do the most important and urgent first. Okay? The third D is delegate. Delegate is the tasks that are urgent, but they are not important. Those tasks you need to delegate. Right? You have your team, you have someone, you work with someone, or you can hire someone for that task. They are urgent, they need to be done, but they are not important. So you can give it to someone else to finish or to do. But it's important that you have someone that you can rely. And then delete. I know it's hard when you have a lot of tasks to do, but some tasks are just not important and not urgent. They are just something that you put in your day, and they will give you more grief for not completing them than really changing your life and moving you forward. Those tasks you need to let go. Delete it. Okay? In the next video, we're gonna talk about the calendar, about how you take your to-do list and you implement in your calendar. So when you have your day ahead of you, it's all defined and organized, and that will make a huge difference in your life, in your professional and personal life as well. Right? So if you haven't yet, please give a like to this video and subscribe to the channel, and I see you next time. Thanks, and Merry Christmas.